It starts with a viral thread. My best friend's girlfriend is clearly into me. His evidence: she's bad at calculus. She wore blue socks. She gave him a bottle of water. Her username has a turtle in it. Clearly, undeniable signs of affection. The internet laughs. I laugh too, until I realize the girl he's describing is me. Worse, the poster is my boyfriend's roommate. Quiet, brilliant, polite Ethan, who's been accidentally inserting himself between us for months. But the real shock comes later. He buys my boyfriend's seat at a sold-out play and ends up sitting beside me. Then quotes Shakespeare's sonnets, like a confession. Online, he denies liking me. Offline, he's everywhere I go. And when Reddit advises him to monopolize my boyfriend's time so they'll break up, suddenly, my boyfriend starts canceling dates. Is he delusional, or is there something else he's not saying?
Welcome to Airless's Romance Stories. Read the entire novel in one go. Message or comment to tell me what kind of story you'd like to read. Subscribe to the channel for daily updates. Airless reminds you, the story begins now.
My best friend Sarah forwarded me a Reddit post one afternoon, and I nearly choked on my coffee. I think my best friend's girlfriend is into me. Should I warn him about this two-faced woman? The post had exploded. Over 1,000 comments in just hours. Everyone wanted to know, how do you know she likes you? The original poster responded with absolute certainty. I am a math major. She is terrible at calculus. Clearly trying to get my attention. Plus, 2 months ago at the championship basketball game, my friend wore red, I wore blue. She showed up wearing blue socks. Blue socks. Very conspicuous. Oh, and I have a pet turtle. Her social media handle, Little5. Obviously trying to create a connection with me. She is calculating. The comment section erupted. Help, is this post trying to save me from my boring finals week? By that logic, my balding calculus professor must think I am in love with him because I am failing his class. Wait, why are you looking at her socks? That is creepy, dude. Plot twist, you're the one obsessed with your friend's girlfriend. That comment must have struck a nerve because the poster fired back immediately. Absolutely not. I could never like her. Sure, she is pretty, but her personality is terrible. She never even smiles at me. I don't like her at all. And I wasn't just looking at her socks. She also wore a red jersey, white skirt, Miami pink scrunchie, a delicate diamond bracelet, and Lily, scented perfume. With hundreds of people at that game, she dressed up like that and showed up during my game. My heart literally raced. Such a manipulator. The replies came flooding in. Family, am I having amnesia? Didn't you just say this game was between you and her boyfriend? She dressed up for her boyfriend, you weirdo. Case closed. This guy is obsessed with his friend's girlfriend and projecting. Sarah sent me the thread with a follow-up message. Turtle, did you see this? Why does this sound exactly like you? You are good at everything except calculus. Your handle is Little5. And 2 months ago, we went to watch your boyfriend Noah's championship game together. You wore exactly what this creep described. Even the Miami scrunchie we bought together. I stared at my phone, my stomach twisting. Sarah continued. But who could this be? I scrolled back through the post, my mind racing. Noah Chen and I had known each other since childhood, classic childhood sweethearts. We'd made it official senior year of high school, and we'd been together nearly 3 years now. Steady, comfortable, safe. I knew all of Noah's friends. They called me sister, in-law, and gave me birthday gifts. None of them seemed like the type to post something this unhinged except there was one person, Ethan Foster, math department, student council, president, perennial academic overachiever. He and Noah were roommates, and somehow, despite being polar opposites, they'd become incredibly close. Noah was outgoing, social, always surrounded by friends. Ethan was reserved, quiet, almost invisible in social settings, yet after they met, they became inseparable. 2 months ago, at that basketball championship, both of them played. Ethan's math department beat Noah's business school team, and Ethan was the only one of Noah's friends I knew for certain who'd been at that game. After the game, Noah had slung his arm around Ethan's shoulders, laughing. "Dude, you destroyed us. Was that really necessary? It is just a college game. Why'd you go so hard?" I remembered the way Ethan had glanced toward the bleachers, toward me, Noah had handed him a bottle of water. I brought extras. My girlfriend bought them. Ethan's lips had pressed into a thin line. He'd looked at me then, something unreadable in his expression. I clicked back into the thread and scrolled through the comments. Sure enough, the poster was now fighting back against the mockery. You don't understand. That day I played basketball and I was exhausted. She specifically brought me a bottle of water. Do you know what it means when a girl brings a guy water during a game? Her boyfriend didn't even get any of the water she brought. Doesn't that prove she is treating me differently? I almost laughed out loud. Noah hadn't drunk the water because he'd bought himself a Red Bull. After the game, we'd gone for boba tea together. Why didn't Ethan mention that part? Through context clues, I was now certain. This was Ethan. But why did he have such a massive misunderstanding about me? The comment section wasn't buying his logic either. Dude, there is clearly some kind of misunderstanding here. Maybe she is just being polite. She is your friend's girlfriend. If there was extra water, giving you a bottle is just normal. Right. It is a $2 bottle of water. Why are you reading so much into this? The poster responded quickly. I am not overthinking. I just think that as someone in a relationship, she should be more careful about boundaries. If I had a girlfriend, I'd be completely devoted to her. I wouldn't have eyes for anyone else. My friend is just too naive. That is why I want to help him by getting rid of this toxic woman. I mean, help him find someone better. You guys understand, right? The thread exploded again. Okay, so you've decided to break them up. And then what? Let me guess, you'll comfort her and swoop in yourself. Bro, this is messed up. How is this fair to your friend? And yet, impossibly, the poster liked that comment. I am a responsible person. If she really does break up with her boyfriend, I'll take responsibility. But right now, I don't know how to make them break up. They've known each other forever and seem really solid. Does anyone have experience with this? I could use some advice. I sat there, stunned. Then someone actually gave him advice. Easy. Just cling to your friend. Monopolize his time. Make it so he can't see his girlfriend. No girl can tolerate a boyfriend who is never around. Eventually, she'll get frustrated, they'll fight. And when they're on the rocks, you swoop in with sympathy and care. Works every time. Ethan liked that comment too. 20 minutes later, Noah texted me. Babe, I am so sorry. My friend is organizing a guys' night this weekend. I can't go to the theater with you. Rain check. I promise I'll make it up to you. I stared at the message, speechless. The play we were supposed to see, Macbeth, a special UK, used collaboration for Shakespeare's anniversary, had taken weeks to get tickets for. I'd called in favors from multiple friends. This wasn't the first time Noah had bailed on me. I took a deep breath and texted Noah back, keeping my tone light. Fine, you are forgiven. This time. But 2 weeks from now is our 4-year anniversary. You better not disappear on me, or I swear I'll kill you. The theater tickets cost over $150 each, since Noah wasn't going. I listed his ticket on StubHub. Within 15 minutes, someone bought it. Full price, no haggling, even offered to pay shipping. Must be another Shakespeare fanatic, I thought. The buyer's seat was right next to mine. I figured we could chat during intermission. But when I arrived at the theater the next evening, I froze. Sitting in the seat beside mine was Ethan Foster. He looked up when he heard me approach. His expression was calm, neutral, completely different from the frantic, desperate tone of his Reddit posts. Olivia, he said, with a hint of surprise in his voice. You are here for Macbeth too. I didn't know you liked Shakespeare. For a split second, I almost doubted myself. This composed, serious academic standing before me. Could he really be the same person who'd posted that ridiculous thread? Before the play started, Ethan excused himself to the restroom. I grabbed my phone and dove back into the Reddit post. Despite its absurdity, the thread was still going strong days later. People were camping out in the comments waiting for updates. Didn't the op say he was going to follow that advice and break up his friend and the girlfriend? Did it work? Lol, I bet it failed. These tactics are so obvious, anyone with half a brain would see through it. Honestly, this guy seems kinda dumb. Even if he wanted to be a homewrecker, he'd probably botch it. Then, suddenly, the original poster came online. He posted an update with a spinning emoji. Guys, I went to the play with her today. This was supposed to be a date between her and my friend, but my friend had something come up, so she came alone. I bought the ticket my friend was supposed to use. I think she was really happy to see me. Don't you think so? The comments exploded. I don't care what we think. What matters is what she thinks. Dude, her eyes were literally sparkling when she saw you. She was staring at you like you were the stars at night. Thank God you have self-control, even though your heart was about to burst out of your chest. Then he added, "Oh, and I really love literature, Shakespeare, and I definitely have a lot in common to talk about." Simone dug into his account history and called him out immediately. "Love literature, bro? You've been on this site for 5 years. You've made nearly 100 posts. 95% of them are about math. The only 2 literature-related posts you ever made were, 1. Can I just skip the poetry section on the SAT? I'll ace math and science anyway. 2. Why are classic novels so painful to read? I get a headache just looking at them." The comment section erupted in laughter. Someone else chimed in. "Okay, but seriously, how did you manage to crash their date? Did you sabotage your friend?" Ethan's response surprised me. I was going to. But then I thought about how much she loves Shakespeare and I didn't want to ruin that for her, so I decided to leave her alone. But then my friend's other buddy had a breakup and called him out for drinks last minute. So my friend bailed anyway, and she ended up coming alone after all. More comments poured in. Wait, so do you care more about your friend or your friend's girlfriend? Why are you constantly thinking about her feelings? Right? If I didn't know better, I'd think you were the one with the crush, not her. Then a high-level Reddit user posted a long, thoughtful response. "Bro, I am going to level with you. Everyone else here is just watching the drama unfold, but I've been in your shoes before, and I want to give you some real advice. Stop and ask yourself honestly, do you like her? Or does she like you? If you really do have feelings for this girl, you need to take a hard look at how you are handling this. Girls don't fall for guys who lie and manipulate. They fall for guys who are brave, genuine, and honest." "What are you doing right now?" Ethan didn't respond to that one. I looked up from my phone just as he returned to his seat. I quickly locked my screen to hide the thread. The play began, and we both fell silent. The performance was breathtaking. World-class actors, immersive staging, flawless execution. The hours flew by like water when it ended. I was still lost in the story, reluctant to leave. As I followed the crowd out of the theater, the cold night air hit me, and I finally snapped back to reality. "Olivia!" I jumped and turned around. Ethan stood a few feet behind me, dressed in a light gray wool coat and a Bulgari scarf, hands in his pockets. He'd been following me the whole time. When I met his eyes, he coughed lightly into his fist, his ears turning red. "Do you want to take the subway back to campus together? We could talk about Shakespeare. I am actually really interested in this stuff." I could guess how Ethan had gotten my ticket. Noah wasn't good at keeping secrets from his friends. He'd probably mentioned the play to everyone. Ethan must have known about it for a while, but the show sold out instantly. When I listed Noah's ticket on StubHub, Ethan snatched it up, and through my shipping address, he figured out it was me. Not bad for a math major, I thought. I smiled. Really? I thought the future star of the math department wouldn't have time for Shakespeare. Ethan nodded earnestly. I've read his 4 major tragedies and comedies. In my opinion, the tragedies are far more profound than the comedies. Revenge, jealousy, ambition, prophecy, fate. You say I love math, but math and literature have something in common. They're both beautiful. He paused, then looked directly into my eyes. His voice was tight, almost strained. "All days are nights to see till I see thee, and nights bright days when dreams do show thee me." I froze. That was from Shakespeare's sonnets. Sonnet 43. Was he just quoting poetry? Or was this a confession? I felt like I'd stepped into quicksand, sinking with no solid ground beneath me. "When did you start reading these big, boring classics?" I asked, trying to steady myself. He looked away. After a long pause, he answered quietly, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, sophomore year, fall semester. That was when I'd started my literature elective. One night, Noah brought me to a hangout with his friends. I'd casually mentioned my class. Samanin joked. Wow, sister-in-law is such an intellectual. Noah, you don't seem like the type to care about this stuff. Noah had laughed. Yeah, not my thing. I hadn't minded. I'd never been the type to force my interests on someone else. But what had Ethan's reaction been? I couldn't remember. But now, looking back, I realized someone had been watching me that night. Someone in the corner, quiet and unnoticed, whose eyes hadn't left me once. We took the subway back to campus together. It was nearly 9 p.m. by the time we arrived. Ethan's dorm and mine were close, so he walked me back. On the way, we passed a street vendor selling roasted sweet potatoes. Only 2 left. Ethan bought them both and handed me one. Thanks, I said, cupping the warm foil in my hands. The old woman pushed her cart away, humming happily. If I didn't know about the Reddit post, I'd think Ethan was actually a pretty decent guy, polite, thoughtful. Normal, but he was Noah's friend, and Noah and I were still together. I needed to set him straight before this went any further. Back in my dorm, I showered, climbed into bed, and hesitated for a long moment before opening Reddit again. The thread was still active, but Ethan hadn't posted any new updates. I created a throwaway account and sent him a private message. Hi, no response. Luckily, Reddit didn't have a strangers can only send one messages rule. I tried again. Hi, I saw your post. I think I know the girl you are talking about. She is not what you think. This time, he replied almost instantly. You know her? Yes, you are both at State U, right? You are in the math department. She is in econ, minoring in literature, and your friend, he is in architecture, super social, always surrounded by people, right? Who are you? I couldn't reveal myself, so I lied. I am her best friend. We've known each other since we were kids, and I can tell you for certain, she doesn't have feelings for you. She and her boyfriend are childhood sweethearts. Their relationship is solid. It is not something an outsider like you could ever understand. I am advising you to give up. That last line must have stung because he shot back immediately. That is impossible. Did you even read my post? We have so many coincidences, so many moments that felt like fate. How can you say those don't mean anything? How can you say she doesn't like me? I sighed and started typing, point by point. 1. She is bad at math because she has always been bad at math. Even in high school, it has nothing to do with you. 2. The blue socks at the game. Total coincidence. The water bottle, left over from her boyfriend's teammates? You just happened to get the extra one. 3. Her username, Little5, has nothing to do with your turtle. She is the youngest of 5 cousins. That is it. For once, he didn't respond right away. I thought maybe, finally, he'd let it go. But 10 minutes later, my phone buzzed. Then what do? I blinked at the screen. What do you mean, what do you do? How am I supposed to be with her now? I stared at the message in disbelief. Dude, you were literally just trying to protect your friend from a toxic woman. Now that you know she is not into you, why are you still obsessed? He replied without hesitation. Even if she doesn't like me, I still don't think she and my friend are right for each other. If they stay together, it'll end badly anyway. Better to end it now. For my friend's sake, I am going to pursue her. Then my friend can move on and find someone better. Does this logic make sense? I wanted to scream. But then he added, you are her best friend, right? For her sake, can you help me? Teach me how to win her over. I can pay you. She likes literature. I've been reading a lot lately. What else does she like? What does she need? I can learn anything. I rubbed my temples. Do you realize what you are doing? This is home wrecking. It is immoral. People will look down on you. Your friend will hate you. Transfer, $1,000. I swallowed. You'll be despised. Transfer, $2,000. Your friend will cut you off. Transfer, $5,000. My roommate's voice cut through the room. Olivia, can I borrow your calc homework? I am so screwed, I don't understand a single problem. My roommate was even worse at math than I was. At least I could pass. She was struggling just to scrape by. I bit my lip and typed. Fine, make her a study guide for the math final. Highlight the key concepts and a few practice problems that are likely to show up on the exam. I told myself I wasn't helping him. He was the one who insisted on paying me. The next day, Ethan texted me to come downstairs. When I met him outside my dorm, he handed me a thick stack of notes. "I've been researching the differences between math curriculums across departments," he said, a little sheepishly. "You are in the business school, right? You take the B-level exams. I thought this might help." The study guide was extensive, way more detailed than anything I'd ever taken notes on. The structure was clear, the logic was tight, and the practice problems matched exactly the style our professor emphasized. The math department's coursework was leagues harder than ours. I had no idea how long it had taken him to put this together. But when I saw it, I smiled. I couldn't help it. And when Ethan saw me smile, something shifted. Over Reddit DMs, he messaged me, "Teacher, you are amazing. I can't believe I didn't think of this. I should have used my math skills to get closer to her from the start." Now he remembers. He said my bad math grades were to get his attention. "Teacher, can you give me more advice? Can you at least have some sense of morality? Transfer $2,000, I sighed. He is paying way too much. I swore to myself that my original intention was to guide him away from this, to make him give up on sabotaging his best friend's relationship. But he was so damn stubborn. And somehow he dragged me down with him, birds of a feather flock together, I thought bitterly. I am becoming just as twisted as he is. Over the next few weeks, I pocketed his money and helped him with increasingly ridiculous tasks, writing my calc essays, snagging concert tickets, coding a mini program for a class project. I barely talked to Noah during that time. Then, the day before our 4-year anniversary, Noah finally sent me a voice message. I tried to make plans with him several times over the past month, but he'd been too busy every single time. Eventually, I stopped trying. "Hey babe, our anniversary's tomorrow. What do you want? I've been swamped lately. Sorry, I haven't had time." "Don't be mad, okay?" I froze. I'd barely thought about him in weeks. In the background of his voice memo, I could hear his friends laughing. "Is that your girl, dude? You've been Mia for like 2 weeks. She is definitely pissed. Bro, you better not cheap out. Get her something good." I wasn't mad. I was just empty. Then my best friend Sarah sent me a link. "OMG, look at this new Reddit post, another insane one." I clicked it. My friend keeps dragging me into plans and I can't spend time with my girlfriend anymore. What do I do? The comments were losing it. Am I illiterate? What does "my friend keeps dragging me" even mean? Is your friend into you? Bro, sleep with one eye open. He usually skips all the hangouts I organize. But recently, he has been super active. He has been organizing events left and right, and somehow every single time he plans something, it is exactly when I am supposed to see my girlfriend. The worst part, 3 days from now is my 4-year anniversary. Out of nowhere, he says he wants to introduce me to some big investors and industry experts to help me with my startup. What do I do? The comment section erupted. Coincidence? I don't think so. Your friend definitely has ulterior motives. Based on my extensive experience reading 800 romance novels, if he is not into you, then he is into your girlfriend. The op went quiet for a long time. Then, is this forum even legit? This is my best friend. There is no way he'd steal my girlfriend. You guys don't understand male friendship. Let me just ask him if we can reschedule the investor meeting. 10 minutes later. Nope. The investors are too hard to pin down. Okay, let me ask my girlfriend instead. A notification popped up on my phone. "Babe, remember that gemstone necklace you wanted, but it was sold out. My cousin in London Custom made one for you. It is one of a kind. So, can we maybe reschedule our anniversary? I promise I'll make it up to you." Sarah sent me another message. "Ulmao, is this post about Noah? This sounds exactly like something that Himbo would do." I stared at Noah's message, and for the first time in weeks, I felt something. Not anger, not sadness, just clarity. I placed my hand over my heart. My pulse was steady. Calm, it is over, I thought. Our relationship had finally run its course. No screaming, no tears, no big blowout fight. Just a slow, quiet fade. I texted him back. "Okay, but come see me after you are done. I need to talk to you in person." when Noah saw how easily I agreed to postpone our anniversary. He didn't feel relieved. He felt uneasy. Maybe it was because, deep down, he knew he'd been pushing me away. Noah and I had grown up together in the same neighborhood, childhood sweethearts in every sense. But lately, he'd been prioritizing his friends over me more and more. And one friend in particular, Ethan Foster. Ethan was the student council president of the math department, a consistent top of his class genius, and the son of incredibly wealthy parents. His father was a prominent venture capitalist in Boston. His mother ran a private medical practice. When Ethan first arrived on campus freshman year, he'd been dropped off in a chauffeured Bentley. Noah's family was well off, but not Ethan well off. Before college started, Noah's dad had pulled him aside. Make friends with Ethan Foster. That connection could open doors for you. Noah was good at making friends. It was one of his strengths. He figured it'd be no problem, but Ethan turned out to be a tough nut to crack. Reserved, distant, uninterested in socializing. Then, one day during sophomore year, Ethan got into a minor car accident. He fractured his leg and spent a few days in the hospital. A bunch of classmates visited him, including Noah. Noah happened to be on a date with me that day, so I tagged along. I didn't really know Ethan, so I just gave him a polite greeting and stood by the door scrolling through my phone while Noah chatted with him. Ethan didn't talk much. He preferred silence. Noah planned to drop off his gift and leave quickly. But that day, for some reason, Ethan was more talkative than usual. They ended up chatting for over an hour. And from that day on, Ethan started integrating into Noah's friend group. They competed in hackathons together. They even started planning a business venture. Recently, Ethan had been reaching out to Noah more and more frequently, organizing meetups, planning networking events, setting up pitch meetings with investors. At one of those meetups, Ethan mentioned their startup plan. We should move forward with this now, but it is going to be intense. We'll both need to go all in, prepping materials, contacting investors, meeting partners. Can you commit? Noah agreed without hesitation. He wasn't some trust fund kid coasting on his parents' money. He wanted to build something of his own, but he hadn't expected Ethan's definition of intense to mean this intense. Some days, Noah was running around for hours on end, barely eating. Worse, Ethan's work quality had mysteriously tanked. Documents he submitted were full of basic errors, forcing Noah to redo them and eating up even more time. Finally, things started stabilizing. Then Ethan told him, I can introduce you to some major investors and industry veterans. This could be huge for getting the company off the ground. Noah was thrilled. But there was one problem. The meeting was scheduled on his and Olivia's 4-year anniversary. He thought about it for a long time. In the end, he chose the meeting. Olivia will understand, he told himself. She always does. But when she agreed so quickly, no argument, no complaints, Noah panicked. Something felt wrong. That night, sitting at the investor dinner, Noah couldn't focus. His mind kept drifting back to memories of Olivia. Is she mad? Why didn't she get upset? Why didn't she yell at me? One of the investors noticed. Noah, you seem distracted. Everything okay? We can reschedule if you need. Noah almost said yes, but before he could, Ethan cut in smoothly, no need. You've already made time for us. If there is anything you'd like to know, I am happy to answer as well. The dinner dragged on until after midnight. Ethan lived nearby and headed home. Noah had planned to go home too, but something made him change his mind. He took a cab back to campus instead. Noah sat outside Olivia's dorm in the cold. It was past 2 a.m. The building was locked. Olivia was probably asleep, but he stayed anyway. The night air was freezing. Wind cut through his coat. He didn't move. He sat there until the sun came up. When the dorm doors unlocked at 6 a.m., a few early risers trickled out. One of them was Olivia's roommate. She was holding a pastry, staring at Noah in confusion. Noah stood up stiffly, his legs numb. Is Olivia awake? He asked. The girl pointed behind her. She is coming. Olivia appeared a moment later, backpack slung over her shoulder. She was heading to the library. She didn't have class that morning. When she saw Noah, she paused, but her expression didn't change. I need to talk to you too, she said quietly. They walked to a bench near the back of the dorm building and sat down. Noah pulled out a small velvet box and placed it in Olivia's hands. "The necklace," he said softly. "The one I promised you. Do you like it?" Olivia didn't open it. She shifted slightly away from him, putting distance between them. "Noah," she said, "let's break up." The noise of campus life buzzed around them, students heading to class, bikes rattling past, someone shouting across the quad. But between them, there was only silence. Noah stared at her, his face blank with shock. What are you talking about? It is too early for jokes, Liv." He reached for her hand. She stood up. "I am not joking. Noah, you know, I don't joke about things like this." Panic flooded his chest. "Liv, wait, please. I am sorry about yesterday. I didn't mean to skip our anniversary. Just let me explain. It is not about yesterday." "Then what?" "It is about all of it." Her voice was steady, calm, but there was something final in it. Noah stumbled to his feet. He'd been sitting outside all night, and his legs nearly gave out. "We've been together for 4 years. We can't just throw that away." "I am not throwing it away. I am letting it go." "But," his voice cracked. "You said if I missed our anniversary again, you'd beat me up, remember? You said you'd never forgive me." Olivia let out a bitter laugh. "I did say that, didn't I?" She'd meant it at the time, but now, standing here, she felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, just tired. "I don't want to fight anymore, Noah. Let's just leave it here." She turned and walked toward the library. Noah stood frozen, his hand still outstretched, the jewelry box lying forgotten on the bench. Thanks to Ethan's study guide, my calc grades skyrocketed. For the first time, I actually understood the material. Solving problems stopped feeling like torture and started feeling like a puzzle. I spent hours in the library now, working through practice sets, exploring new problem types. After the breakup, I let myself feel sad for about a day. Then I forced myself to move on. Rationally, I knew this had been coming. We'd been drifting apart for months. There was no point wallowing that afternoon. I was flipping through my textbook when my phone buzzed. It was a Reddit DM from him. "Teacher, big news. My friend and his girlfriend broke up this morning. I saw him crying in his bed when I got back to the dorm. He even has a fever now. Honestly, I feel bad for him. But they really weren't right for each other. It is better this way. Better to end it now than drag it out. Anyway, your friend just went through a breakup. She is probably upset, right? Do you think I should comfort her?" I stared at the screen, my jaw tight. Noah had been working non-stop on this so-called startup. But somehow, Ethan still had time to stalk me, send me messages, and manipulate both of us like pawns on a chessboard. I typed back coldly. "I don't think she is upset. Maybe you should focus on comforting your friend instead." His response came almost instantly. The tone shift was jarring. Suddenly, he sounded excited. "She is not upset. That is great. I knew they weren't right for each other. This breakup was the right call. Transfer, $2,000. So, what should I do next? She should have a decent impression of me by now, right? Do I have a shot? Should I confess now? Transfer, $20,000. Transfer, $2,000. Should I confess?" This time, I didn't take the money. I looked up. Across the library, sitting in a corner by the window, was Ethan. He was staring at his phone, waiting for my reply. I typed slowly, "Don't bother, Ethan. I won't say yes." His head snapped up. Our eyes met. I'd created that Reddit account to try to talk him out of this, to make him stop. But somewhere along the way, everything spiraled. I told Sarah everything. She was furious on my behalf, but also pragmatic. "Babe, did you want the money? Did you ask him for it?" "Number, he forced it on you. And Ethan's loaded. His monthly allowance is probably 6 figures. The guy lives in a dorm and eats in the dining hall. That cash was just collecting dust. You helped him solve a problem. Besides," she added, "he never said you had to help him win you over. He just asked for advice. You gave it. That is it." She had a point. But now, Ethan wanted to confess. And I couldn't let that happen. I didn't like Ethan. Or maybe I was just afraid to. He was split down the middle, 2 halves of a person that didn't quite fit together. The Ethan in those Reddit posts, desperate, obsessive, delusional. And the Ethan in real life, calm, thoughtful, reserved. We're so different that I didn't know which one was real. And that scared me. My phone buzzed. It was Ethan. Why? I didn't answer. He retracted the message. Moment later, he sent another. Is it because of the Reddit post? Ethan was smart. He'd figured it out. I thought back to that night after the theater, to the way he'd quoted Shakespeare, to the way he'd started reading literature 2 years ago, right when I did. He'd never responded to that long, thoughtful comment someone left him. Ask yourself honestly, do you like her, or does she like you? If you really do like her, then stop lying. Girls don't fall for manipulators. They fall for men who are brave and real. I finally typed, you are right. It is because of the post, and it is because of everything else, too. You and Noah are best friends. How could I ever trust you after this? He stared at his phone for a long time. Then he stood up, grabbed his bag, and left the library without looking back. Ethan deleted the Reddit post. He replaced it with 2 words, clarification. Everything I wrote was speculation and delusion. I never should have assumed anything about someone who owed me nothing. I am sorry. The comment section lost its mind. Wait, what happened? Did he get rejected? Bro, I told you home wrecking never works. Remember that other post, the one about the guy whose friend kept stealing his time? I bet that was this guy's best friend, and I bet the friend stopped bothering him after the breakup because he was too busy chasing the ex. Sarah sent me screenshots. Did he actually confess to you? Doesn't matter, I said. And I meant it. Ethan's life had always been easy. People thought he was lonely because he didn't have many friends, but that wasn't true. He just didn't care about shallow relationships he'd known from day one that Noah only befriended him for connections. Ethan found it amusing, so he let it happen. Then one day, Noah brought his girlfriend to visit Ethan in the hospital, and Ethan saw her, Olivia, in a white sundress, standing quietly by the door, sunlight streaming through the window behind her. For the first time in his life, Ethan's carefully controlled world tilted. He took a photo of her. Later that night, he sent it to his family's longtime butler, the man who'd raised him. Uncle Wei, look, one of my classmates came to visit me. Uncle Wei had known Ethan since birth. He could read him like a book. Young master has always been popular. But if I may, this young lady seems to have a fondness for you. The fruit basket she brought includes plums. That is a symbol of affection, isn't it? It wasn't. But Ethan wanted to believe it was. Ethan tried to confess. I turned him down. He deleted his Reddit account, apologized publicly. And when Noah found out what Ethan had been doing, he lost it. Noah punched Ethan in the face. Ethan didn't fight back. You were going to break up anyway, Ethan said quietly. That is not the point. Noah shouted. Noah tried to text me from Ethan's phone, pretending to be him. I am a homewrecker. I am trash. Don't reply to me. But the message wouldn't send. A red exclamation mark appeared on the screen. I'd already blocked him. Noah started laughing bitterly. You said we'd break up anyway. Look at you now. She blocked you. She blocked me too. We both lost. Ethan stared at the error message. For a long time, he didn't say anything. Maybe, for just a moment, he'd thought we could still be friends. But I'd made my choice. Ethan and Noah's startup fell apart. Their friendship ended, and I moved on. I graduated with honors, got a job offer in another city. On my last day on campus, I ran into Noah. He looked tired. Older. Liv, he said. I am sorry. I know. Do you? Do you think we... number? He nodded. He'd expected that. As I walked away, I felt lighter than I had in years. Some people come into your life to teach you what love should feel like, and some come to teach you what it shouldn't. The coffee shop on Newbury Street was packed on a Saturday afternoon. I squeezed through the crowd, balancing my laptop bag and a stack of papers, and finally spotted an empty table by the window. Excuse me, is this seat taken? I looked up and froze. Ethan Foster stood there, holding a cup of black coffee, looking just as surprised as I was. Olivia, Ethan. We stared at each other for a beat too long. He looked different, older. His hair was shorter, professionally styled. He wore a tailored navy suit, clearly expensive, but his eyes were the same, sharp, guarded, unreadable. I didn't know you were still in Boston, he said carefully. I am not. I am just visiting work thing. He nodded slowly. Samey here. I am based in San Francisco now. Right. I heard you started your own firm. His eyebrows lifted slightly. You keep tabs on me? LinkedIn exists, Ethan. A ghost of a smile crossed his face. Fair enough. An awkward silence stretched between us, then he gestured at the empty chair. Do you mind if I sit? Every other table is full. I hesitated. But we were adults now. It had been 3 years. Sure. He sat down across from me, setting his coffee carefully on the table. For a while, neither of us spoke. Finally, Ethan broke the silence. I owe you an apology. I looked up from my laptop. What? For back then, for everything I was. He paused, searching for the right word. I was a mess, and I dragged you and Noah into it. I closed my laptop slowly. You don't have to. Yes, I do. His voice was firm. I've thought about it a lot over the years. What I did was selfish, manipulative. I convinced myself I was helping Noah, but really, I was just trying to justify going after someone who didn't want me. I studied his face. There was no trace of the desperate, obsessive boy from those Reddit posts, just a man who'd grown up. I appreciate that, I said quietly, but it is in the past. We've all moved on. Have we? The question hung in the air. I met his gaze. I have. He nodded slowly. Good, you deserve to. Another pause, then I asked, what about you? Are you seeing anyone? Ethan let out a dry laugh. Number I tried a few times, but it never worked out. Turns out, I am not great at relationships. Join the club. He smiled. Genuinely this time, what about you, Samey Boat? Work keeps me busy. I am running a team now. No time for drama. That is good, he said. You were always brilliant. I am glad you are doing well. Thanks. We fell into a more comfortable rhythm after that, talking about work, travel, mutual friends. Ethan told me about his startup, an AI-driven financial analytics platform that had just raised its Series B funding. I told him about my promotion, my move to New York, the projects I was leading. It was nice, strange, but nice. After an hour, Ethan glanced at his watch. I should get going. I have a flight in a few hours. Yeah, I should finish this deck before my meeting on Monday. He stood, pulling on his coat. Then he paused. Olivia, can I ask you something? Sure. If I'd done things differently, if I'd been honest from the start, do you think we could have been friends? I thought about it for a long moment. Maybe, I said, but we'll never know. He nodded. That is fair. He turned to leave. Then I called out, Ethan. He looked back. For what it is worth, I forgive you. His expression softened. Thank you. And then he was gone. 2 weeks after running into Ethan, I received a letter in the mail, not an email, an actual handwritten letter. The return address was from Colorado. I almost threw it away, but curiosity got the better of me. Dear Olivia, I don't know if you'll read this. I wouldn't blame you if you threw it in the trash, but I needed to write it anyway. It has been 3 years since we broke up. 3 years since I screwed up the best thing that ever happened to me. I am not writing to ask for forgiveness. I don't deserve it. I am writing because I finally understand what I did wrong. When we were together, I took you for granted. I thought you'd always be there, no matter how many times I put my friends first, no matter how many times I canceled plans, or ignored you, or made you feel like you weren't a priority. I thought love was supposed to be easy, that if we were meant to be, it would just work out without effort. I was wrong. Love isn't easy. It is work. It is showing up. It is choosing your partner every single day, even when it is hard. And I didn't do that. I let Ethan manipulate me. I let him pull me away from you, and I was too blind to see it, too stupid to realize that he wasn't helping me build a future. He was tearing apart the one I already had. After you left, everything fell apart. Ethan and I stopped being friends. The startup failed. I moved back home, and I finally had to face the fact that I'd lost you because of my own choices. Not because of Ethan. Not because of bad timing, because of me. I don't expect you to respond to this. I don't expect anything. I just wanted you to know that I am sorry, and that I hope you are happy. Because you deserve to be. Noah, I read the letter 3 times. Then I folded it carefully and put it in a drawer. I didn't respond, but I didn't throw it away either. 5 years after the breakup, I was sitting in a conference room in Manhattan, closing the biggest deal of my career. My phone buzzed. It was a text from Sarah. Sarah, OMG, you'll never guess who just got married. Meme. Who? Sarah, Ethan. I saw it on LinkedIn. Some girl he met at a tech conference. She is a professor, literature, of all things. I smiled. Me, good for him. Sarah, you are not upset. Meme, why would I be? That was a lifetime ago. Sarah, damn. Look at you, all emotionally mature and shit. I laughed. That night, I went home to my apartment in Brooklyn, a beautiful one, bedroom with exposed brick and a view of the Manhattan skyline. I poured myself a glass of wine, curled up on my couch, and pulled out my journal. I wrote, "Today, I closed a $10 million deal. I am leading a team of 15 people. I am living in my dream city, doing work I love. And I am single, not because I am broken. Not because I am bitter, but because I finally learned to choose myself. I don't need someone to complete me. I don't need to be someone's moon. I am my own light. And I am done dimming it for anyone." I closed the journal and smiled. For the first time in years, I felt completely at peace.